live Q&A session. My name is Danny and I will give you the webinar today. I would like us to go through the presentation to understand first the structure, what's going to be presented in every part. So that's the general agenda. So we'll have the previous questions first, okay, which our team has prepared. Then we're gonna have the dynamic questions, which is the true purpose of this webinar. It's a live Q&A. It's a live questions and answers. So you can basically just ask whatever you want, and through the question section, I will take your question and I will answer it accordingly, the best that I can. And then we on the third part, we'll have, it's a bit more just sharing with you the links to save you the trouble to find them on the website. Some useful things which I'm going to send you over the chat. This bit that's the last part. You see analysis. We can use that to demonstrate technical analysis, but usually we're doing it over the questions and then let's see. So some questions already asked to go through analysis, but maybe we'll play with that as well. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only and should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, a recommendation, or a suggestion. Now, beside that, I wanted to tell you guys that the webinar is recorded. So even if you've missed a bit, you joined late, well, people wouldn't know that if they joined late. But anyway, for you guys to know, the webinar is recorded, okay? You can review it later on in our channel on YouTube. In case you want to recap something or just any other reason, you can, on YouTube, you can also slow it down and you can add subtitles if you want. So, yeah. Anyway, let me just check just a few moments that everything is in its place, and then I'll be back and we will begin. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So we are back. Let's simply begin. Like I said, I'm Danny, and this is the Uncensored live Q&A session. We're gonna review, as it's written here, the questions, okay, the previous questions. Let's see. Okay, so the first question is, okay, how can I withdraw my profits and do I pay commission on that? Okay. Second question is, which actually I'm going to show you how to do it. I think that's the best way to answer that question. Second question is, how does AvaProtect works? Okay, all right, that's good. What is support and resistance? Okay, very, very common question. How can I adjust my risk money management? Okay, and lastly, what is non-farming payroll? What is NFP? NFP stands for non-farming payroll, and maybe we'll have a little chat how we can use it into our favor, analysis-wise, fundamental analysis-wise. Okay, let's first fetch that question, and we are going to paste it right here. Okay, let's get back on the chart. Okay, and to show you that, because I'm with a demo, I'm going to switch to the real account. Just, can everybody see my screen? Can everybody currently see my screen? I don't know if it's back. It's showing me that in delay. I don't know why. Oh, it's on. It's on. Thank you, Freddie. Okay, is it on for everybody else? The screen? Well, I hope that it was back because I'm seeing it a bit delayed. Okay, anyway, our question is, let's see, how can I withdraw my profits? Okay, so what I'm going to show you now, it's not only the profits, it doesn't really matter. You can just withdraw the same way that I'm going to show you, whether if your profits, your funds. Okay. What I'm going to do, as you can see, I'm going to go to the left upper corner where it says 3. You see this 3 blue lines. I'm just going to click it, and then I'm going to go to payments, and then I'm going to go to withdrawal. Let's give it a minute. We don't really need that for now. Okay, we're gonna give, oh, there we go. Okay, because I've made a deposit from my card, I'm going to click here. Just a second, it doesn't let me do it for some reason. Let's see. Let's try again. So click here, payments, withdrawal. Okay, now we're gonna write down, let's say 50 as an example. Gonna hit next. See, I have 100. Obviously, I'm not gonna be able to take anything more than 100. And then when obviously I'm not gonna put my card here, but okay, once you've put it here, you click withdraw securely, and it's not gonna complain about the you see invalid value. It's not gonna show me that. But it needs to be the same card that I've made a deposit with, not anything else. Okay, click here, and then it goes through, and the money will be in my account. Okay, takes a bit time. Okay, let me switch back to my demo. Was that clear? I'm sorry, I almost forgot to ask. Was that clear? The way that I did it, even though it was only, let me see how many times. This was 1, 2, 3, right? And then you put down the details. Sometimes it takes a bit time for that to load. It might also be my connection in here. Maybe okay, you see it takes a bit time, but eventually when it pops, you choose your option, you place. Again, you need to understand how much. Okay. All right. Any questions on this? Any questions, guys? Oh, okay. Thank you, Mitchell, for reminding me. Right. Thank you, Mitchell. Do we pay commission though? Right. No, you don't. Okay. There is no commission on taking a withdrawal. Okay. And I'm gonna put that here underneath. And then we also gonna add here, click on the upper left 3 blue lines, payments, withdrawal, choose your method, right? This is very, very simple. You saw it, it took me less than, I don't really know, maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay. There is no commission. There is no commission on taking a withdrawal. Now, again, I'm not fully aware of what the bank is charging because everybody has his own bank and it's obvious, but we don't take it. You can withdraw freely. How does AvaProtect works? Okay, so we're going to take that and we are going to paste it in our lovely notepad here. Okay, let me switch back to another account, to the demo account, so we will have a nice balance to work with, not just 100 quid. Hold on. Let's proceed. How does AvaProtect works? Okay, so that's super simple. Let's take. I think this might take us a bit longer than I wanted, and I want to show you something that you can easily understand how the concept works. Okay, so silver is what we are going to use to our demonstration, and we are gonna write down 2 scenarios. So we have scenario A and scenario B, and I'm gonna write down a description for the product. So what AvaProtect is allowing us to do is it allows you to protect the position for a certain time frame. You don't have to remember that because it's written here. Okay, it's written here. If you point on this iBubbly thing, it's going to show you right here the pop-up, which you can read and understand, but I'm just putting it in my own words for you to be, maybe it will be easier for you to understand. Okay, so it allows you to protect the position for a certain time frame. Whatever you lost during that coverage will be reimbursed. Okay, you will have back. Let's put it this way: you will get back, and there is a fee when using the service. In other words, let's break it down. Okay, let's. Oh, so here it's supposed to be an I, right? It allows you to protect the position for a certain time frame. Whatever you lost during the coverage, you'll get back. And there is a fee when using the service. Therefore, when I'm clicking on the AvaProtect, you see there is here the box. I click it, it allows me to choose the time. Then I can expand it from 1 hour up to 2 days. Okay, in this particular case, it's going to cost me $86. And what I want you to see is the fee increases as the length expanded, right? But it's not only that. Let's take it to the top. Okay, 2 days, it's 86, no problem. And let's reduce first. Let's reduce the lot to the bare minimum, 0.01. Okay, and watch what happens when I increase the lot size. So let's just remember that this is 28. So I'm going to keep on increasing. Now when it's 10, it's 10 times more. Yeah. And again, if I reduce the time length, it's going to reduce the fee cost. Okay, it's going to reduce. When I increase, it increases. When I increase the lot size, it increases the fee as well. That's very, very easy concept to understand. What I'm going to do is to use our take profit and stop loss to simulate the profit and the loss. Okay, we have here a question. I followed AvaTrade suggestion today. Don't really have much clue in MT5. What would be prudent to create a buy or sell suggestion? Yeah. Listen, just a second. Okay. Hold on. This is, first of all, thank you for such a wonderful question. Okay. Even though I will have to, unfortunately, I'll have to reshape it, but it doesn't really, it doesn't really let me take it. Let's see. About now. Oh, there we go. Okay. Just let's get to that. Okay. Thank you, John. We'll get to that. Okay. Yeah. How do I pay commission? Where was I? With AvaProtect. Right. So with AvaProtect, what you can do is we are going to use the take profit and the stop loss to simulate our potential profit and loss. And why? Because what I want to do is make comparison between the fee that I'm paying to the anticipated profit or loss. Because if there is a possibility, let me just show you. If there is a possibility that my profit is as big as my fee or my loss is as big as my fee, so what's the point using the product, right? What I want to do is I want to make a position, I want to compose a position that makes sense. So if I'm planning to pay, I know that my fee is $287 and I lose, let's say, let's just pick here. Okay, we'll make it a dollar less, and this guy will make it $1 higher. Okay, we'll be precise about that as much as we can. Okay, and then I know And then I know, let's put aside if it's likely or not. Right now we're looking at 2 days and this is weekly candles, but just to show you the example. So when I am, if my fee is 287 and a half, and I potentially can make 1,000, it's worth for me to pay this fee. And I know, okay, if I'll make 1,000 and I'm paying almost 300 quid, it's okay. My net profit will be 700, almost. Okay. If I lose 1,000 potentially, and it cost me 287, again, it's worth doing, right? If God forbid that would have been, let's say, okay, just $0.50 up, and here $0.50 down. So that will be it's fine. It's not the end of the world, right? Paying 300, making 450, that leaves us with 120 roughly, right? Let's put it in a calculator. Okay, so I must think about what I can make versus what I'm paying. Oh, sorry, 158, right? And with a loss, so to pay 287 to cover a position, to cover a loss of 550, 560, it's like I saved myself 283. I didn't save, I just got it back, right? What will happen is I'm going to show you, just write it down. I think it will be easier to just simply write it down. Okay, so we have, let's begin with profit, fee, right? And then we have loss, fee, okay. Profit, we said 450. Okay, fee is 287.5. Okay, that will be minus. That will be plus. Now again here, 560, that will be minus because this is a loss, and that will be minus as well, right? However, we're going to see here plus 560. Now, I would like to sharpen that point just to understand something very simple here. I will get back only what I lost during my coverage, as it's written here. What is in my coverage? That means, just a second, guys, I'm sorry. Okay, so that means that if this position will be kept open, and I, let's suppose I covered for 2 days and I kept it open afterwards, I'm not going to get back what I lost afterwards, right? Only during my, where is it? You see, only during my coverage, only what I was protected through. Okay, and unfortunately I can't expand. Let's suppose I took it for a day, right? And in the middle or maybe towards the end of the coverage, I decided, okay, let's have another day on the same position. I won't be able to do that. You won't be able to do that. And this is why you should design in advance what's the length of the coverage that you wish. Okay, and you can, and of course, what I showed you here is just for your own contribution. It's not mandatory to use take profit or stop loss at all when using the product. Furthermore, even if I don't use the stop loss and it goes and I lose, it doesn't matter how much I lose, because during that 2 days, I'll have it back. However, from what I've explained, if I keep the position open, I don't have the stop loss, at the end of the coverage after those 2 days, what I will lose, I will not receive. Okay, I hope that it's clear, and I hope that it's clear that the fee will be paid anyway. Okay, as long as I either mark it from here or from here, okay, which does basically the same thing, I pay the fee. If I don't use the product, you see, if I unmark it, there is no fee. There is still, okay, I'll get to that, but not now. Okay, that's very simple. This is the scenario. It's syndicated. You're not going to see everything accumulated. It's very easy to understand. Now, guys, do we have any questions about that bit? Any questions? Anything not fully understood? Anything at all? Would you recommend the best? Oh, unfortunately, Mark, you know that I'm getting that question at least once a webinar. If I can recommend you what asset to trade. We're not doing that here. I can just tell you, look how wonderful, how interesting gold is, silver is. And I can say the same thing for any other asset. But the question is really, okay, what you personally think that it's fascinating to analyze. Okay, you decide what's the best asset for you to trade. You don't need me or anybody else to recommend. Okay, yeah, let's quickly just take that, paste it down here. Okay, we're also gonna play with the size, I guess, for that to be on the same line. Yeah, seems fine. That is completely okay. Now, next one. What is support and resistance? Okay, so we're gonna paste it similarly here. And should we stay with gold? Should we stay with gold? Yeah, that's pretty decent. Pretty decent, yes. Okay. All right, who can tell me what is support and resistance, guys? Anybody knows? Anybody has any idea? Support and resistance, guys. So if this would have been my room, okay, let's put a rectangle around it, maybe from here to here, I guess. Just be a little closer. Okay. If this would have been my house, my room, okay, my roof would have been my resistance, my floor would have been my support. Now, top line resistance, yeah. Is our edge points on the chart, see, which I can place. And it allows me, this is a price line that I took from the list, okay? Price line I took from the list. How is that? So this is support and resistance. This is super, super simple. I'm just gonna mark here some potential support and resistance for you to see. Now, as you can see, gold and silver in the past roughly month and a half broke the all-time high few times, right? As you can see, is that's my marking? Yeah, definitely. Okay. All right, but this is weeks? No, this is days. But how did you decide to place or an S in the position that you have? Yeah, well, the way that you can use it, John, is very interesting. As you can see, the trend for silver and gold is entirely different. Not entirely different, but it's not the same. Let's stick with silver for the time being. Now, how is this helpful to know support and resistance? Okay, so now I know few prices, which few levels, let's call them levels, I think it's preferred. Right, so now I have few levels, which I have it on the chart, and that's wonderful. How is that? Any help? Let's also, of course, okay. The higher one, I'm not sure that we can do. Let's try. Okay, no, it doesn't let us see that. Only if we switch to a month. Okay, you see it's way higher than that. Okay, we'll play with what we have. Anyways, you can see last week it almost went back to the same consolidation area that it's been through in the past a year and a half. Now, how is this helpful for me to know? Let's just focus here a little bit, and just to show you, to demonstrate what I was referring to with me pointing those ovals, is just to show you the pivot points that I can mark on the chart for me to play with, and then it's much more visible. Okay, disappeared. Then it's much more visible, and I can take a wise decision. And I can, oh, okay, right now silver is 27.5, 27.6 for A to be accurate. Okay. And I understand that if it goes down a little farther down, back to 26.143, if this is my support, and I understand that this is the same, almost the same as the previous resistance from a year and a half, and I know that the last time that it's been on that price was a long time ago. So what I can do is I can go to the fundamentals and I can check what caused that. Now, if I know that there was a question here about NFP, right? So I'm thinking whether to take that and to mix it with, we might not want to do that because it might be too complex. Okay, let's maybe keep it separated for the time being. So it's the end of the week, not the actual candle. No, that's an actual candle. That's absolutely an actual candle. This is a weekly candle. It's still going. It's still happening. We're still in the middle of the week, not in the middle, but still have time for things to happen. But what I wanted to show you, and the reason that we are using support and resistance, is to understand proportions and levels. So that means, for instance, right now I think that silver is going to keep consolidating between 25 to 28. Let's suppose, okay, 28 and a half. Okay, like that. And I mark that as my consolidation area. Okay, we're still unsure about the economy, and until CPI, what was the question? Oh, it's the NFP. Never mind. Until CPI will take place in two weeks. It's not even 2 weeks. I think it's 1 week, right? Is it the 15th? Yeah, it's 1 week. So until then, there is a lot of uncertainty in the economy, and we can't be too sure what will happen with gold and silver. Okay. Now, when I'm looking at the chart here, and as I said, there is no actual reason for me to believe silver is going to keep going up beyond what it's been, okay, unless something fundamental will happen again. Interest rate, NFP, CPI. CPI means Consumer Price Index. That signifies the difference between regular commodities, groceries, energies, all kind of markets, all kind of indices, if you may. What was the increase from previous till the new numbers, and that's to show us how strong the currency is. Because if the products if I'm getting less of a product with the same money, that means that the value of my currency is not as strong, right? $1, if it used to be worth, let's say, a basket of eggs, say, let's not exaggerate, let's say 5 eggs, right? And now $1 worth only 4 eggs. It means that the same dollar, and this is the same eggs, right? That means that my dollar is weakening. Okay. Now, how do I use that thing? So, like I said, if this is my consolidation area, 26 and 28, will now be a good price to sell or buy or even enter a position? What do you think? Now is a good price to do something, or you would wait for something to happen and only then take a position? So basically what I can do is I can wait until it will get to here. I can use a pending order called execute when price hits for a pending buy. And I'm going to click in here and in the box, and I can just mark 26.2, which is a little higher. Okay. And then I know, okay, if I'm going for a buy in between here and here, I can execute a buy here as an example. Okay, otherwise, if I'm going for a sell, let's suppose I don't think that the pressure of the economy will make silver go higher. Let's suppose I think vice versa, that it will go down. Again, to sell now, I can sell now, no problem. But maybe as an example, I would rather wait for that to get to a better price for me to sell. Okay, and then I can grasp bigger difference. Instead of from here to here, I can grasp from here to here. Okay, it's really open for interpretation, but that's the general idea. There is much more to it, but that's the general idea. Okay, support and resistance are usually edge points that doesn't break that easily, you see. So let me show you an example. See, 25 as an example is pretty strong resistance. How so? Because look how many times the way that it broke it was very light. It wasn't an actual trend. It just flanged towards that price, see, and then it went down. Yeah, sometimes. Okay, I don't want to go too far into that. Do we have any questions about that bit, about support and resistance? Any questions at all? Again, guys, you don't have to raise your hand. This is a live Q&A. You can just shoot the question, just put it in the question section, and I will read it. You don't have to raise your hands. All right, no questions so far. In that case, let's proceed. Support and resistance are edge points of certain levels on the chart and can be found in every time frame. Okay. Again, if it's all times high, to find a resistance might be very easy. In other circumstances, as I showed, just maybe looks a bit different. Okay, how can I adjust my risk money management? Let's get that one. Paste it. How can I adjust my risk money management? Okay, let's first understand what is risk money management. Right. Who knows what those things are? Possible loss, Margin usage. What exactly is that? Okay. So my account 10,000. Okay, I think let's switch from silver to something else just to diverse. Just gonna quickly close it. Thinking of something interesting to show you guys. Let's go with platinum maybe. Soybean, how is soybean doing? Oh, soybean? Maybe that's what we used last week, right? Platinum. Oh, everything is painted so nicely. About, let's go with platinum. Why not? So let's suppose with my luck, it will go down. Maybe may very be. Let's look in here at platinum and let's learn how to adjust my the risk money management. Want to use 2% of my balance. That would be 200. Yeah. That's exactly the direction which we are going to. Okay, so the possible loss is my exposure. Therefore, if I'm going to take, let's say, half a lot with platinum, I'm going to click here on take profit and in here on the stop loss. This is less relevant for us now. You can see because I'm holding 50 ounces, every dollar against me will be, are we with a buy? Yeah. So every dollar against me will simply be $50. Therefore, if I'm going for $50 down, which is roughly here, right? Let's paint it in maybe red. Okay, so if it goes further down under the red rectangle in here, if it reaches the red line, that means that we are supposed to lose. How much are we supposed to lose? Let's see. $2,500. How so? Because 50 times 50. Okay, let me just show you. Current price is 987. Okay, minus 937. It's 50. And 50 times 50 equals 2,500, right? Let's do it together. Okay. Now 2,500 out of 10,000 is how much? Okay, 25% is 2,500 out of 10,000, and the margin usage for this position is 4,943. How so? Because let's explain. Let's just explain about the risk money management, and maybe later on I will explain about the leverage and everything, because I don't want to mix up everything. Okay, so this is how much we are going to use to acquire this position, how much we can lose. We saw that. Let me just show you here quickly. When I take 1 unit of platinum and it goes down $50, I can lose $50. If it would have been 10, I could have been, just a second, I could have been I could have lost $500 because it's 50. Potential loss is 2,500. Loss would have been. Could be. Now the thing here is I don't really like the idea that I can lose 25% out of my account. Maybe 5, right? People will say, well, what do you think will be a reasonable percentage, guys? Let's suppose that I'm not happy with the 25 and I want to make it 5 as an example. How can I adjust? Let me put it down here as a question. I'm sorry, just a second. Let me put it here as a question. How do I adjust 25% possible loss to 5? Who knows? How can I do it? And I can tell you that this shouldn't take more than 10 seconds. I'm going to teach you guys a nice trick. Okay? And I want you to understand the logic behind what I'm going to write down. Okay, we'll have few variations. So we have summary divided by movements. Equals units. We have movements times units equals summary. And the same variation, in other words, will be units times movements equals summary. Now, what exactly did I write down here? Okay. When I have 50 units of something, it doesn't matter if it's platinum or something else, and I have $50 difference in price. What is price difference? What exactly, what difference am I referring to? The difference between when I enter to a position to where I close it. Whether I close it personally, manually, or the platform will close it for me. And that can happen in three scenarios. One, I don't have enough margin, position was closed. Second is when the contract was over. And the third is what I'm showing you here is by pending order. Okay, by a pending order, stop loss or take profit. Take profit is a price that I marked on the platform and then it closes my position with the profit. Stop loss is a price that I marked on the platform and closes my position with a loss. Super simple, automatically. That happens automatically. Super simple to understand. Now, how do I adjust it? Why did I write it down? Why did I write it down though? Because this is the summary. Okay, this is the summary. This is the units. So we have 3 intervals. We have summary, movements, and units, right? Now, the summary is the outcome. And I have 2 things that I can play with, the units and the movements. The movements are movements on the chart. We already understood that between my entry to whatever price I destined. And the units is 50. So let's suppose that I want to keep the 50 because I'm aiming for a high gain. Okay. Let's suppose I aim for the same length, even though it's going to take it some time, but I'm not in a rush. Okay. Let's suppose that this is the case. I want to keep my profit high, profit ratio high. I'm not enjoying this R&R, this risk reward ratio, and I want to change my 2.7 to just 500. What must I do? We understood the units needs to stay the same. Something here, summary. Guys, I write maybe so many things. So if something doesn't add up, you have to tell me. Otherwise, God forbid, I can mislead you guys, okay? because I'm doing things very quickly. Yeah, so the units needs to stay the same for me to make the same profits. The summary is not going to change unless I'm going to change one of these. What's left for me to change is the movements. In other words, if I get my stop loss farther away, my possible loss will increase. If I get it closer, what will happen is, let's try and get it a bit closer. So now the price is 9. It's not 87 anymore. Let's make it flat with that. So in here, we're gonna make it just $10 away. Okay, guys, $10 away with our 50. How much is that according to our formula? Who knows? Okay, who knows, guys? How much is that? 500, right? And 500 is exactly what we wanted out of the 10,000. Therefore, when I got my stop loss closer to the entry, then my possible loss is 500. Now, I'm not getting into if it's too close or not. I'm just showing you the way. Of course, you have to find the sweet spot of if it's not too far or not too close, but I'm giving you here the ability. Okay. Do we have any questions about that till the stage? Do we have any questions at all? Go. We still have the NFP here, and we have John's question, which unfortunately I think I might need to modify a little bit. Follow the AvaTrade suggestion. Okay. Don't really have much time of clue. Yeah, well, look, the thing here, this needs to be sent, Mr. John, to your senior account manager and to review the particular cases that you traded to know how it's been done. Because out of that, with as much as I would want to help you, this can be divided to a few parts. First, you don't have to trade on MT5. You can trade in here. That's the web trader, right? You don't have to download. You don't have to install. You just log into the website, and you're supposed to see that to begin with. Okay, that's to begin with. The second thing is, on top of our suggestion of the day, you also need to do analysis. And you also need to do risk money management the way that I did. In case something doesn't work out as you expect, you're protected. Okay, or maybe managed. You want to put it this way, maybe managed. Okay, and the next thing is to put it under a strategy. Then if something doesn't work out, you have diversification, and there are thousands of layers to it. Okay, but unfortunately, from what you wrote, I don't really have a magical solution for that. Okay, but you can listen. There is a signal section. Let me just show you that quickly. See, there is a signal section here, which you can try. Okay, and in here, you can get all kind of ideas. Support and resistance. Okay, power analysis. You go through that. Yeah. Just yesterday, we gave a webinar about that. Okay. I'm sorry that really I don't have a. It's good. I'll wait to hear from account manager, but you should try and get yourself an account manager, Mr. John, because account manager is assigned only when your file is funded and ready to go. So if you haven't got an account manager, you maybe contact the customer service and check your eligibility. And then either they will assign you one, or you will get approached by your senior account manager. Okay, how do I adjust? We already done that. Just my possible profit loss by changing the lot size and changing the length between my entry to the stop loss or take profit. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, even though we showed it on the chart, so it's not really difficult to see if you're just watching the webinar. Still, it's written here just to make it a little easier to understand. What is NFP? Okay, NFP. Who knows what is NFP? Right? This is non-farming payroll. Okay, non-farming payroll, but in our calendar, it's where is it? Oh, here in Discovery. Okay, magnify. We're gonna write down non-farm. Let's see. This is May. This is the 3rd, right? Okay, let's try it. This is the recent one. Yeah. So next one is in June. Next one is in a month. We had one last week, last Friday, which was revised from 303. That's the previous, before, from April. How does it work? What is exactly the non-farming payroll and why we are bothered with knowing what it is? Okay, thank you guys. I'm off to the next. Very good, very good, very good. Thank you for joining us today, John. It's good to was good to have you. Okay, so how do we? What exactly is the non-farming payroll? Non-farming payroll is basically how many new jobs was applied to US during that month, excluding agriculture and other type of jobs. Okay, any kind of agriculture non-farming payroll means beside farming types of jobs. Okay, whatever you wanna put under that umbrella. And how does that help us with technical analysis? Sorry, fundamental analysis. How does that help? Because let me put it down. More new jobs created. Is that good or bad for the economy? In other words, for the currency, right? The economy, the currency, the same thing. The economy do well, the currency do well, and vice versa. If the other way around, you can know that. Okay. And what do you think? Is it good or bad when there are more people working, producing, paying taxes, driving the wheel? Is it good for the economy or is it bad for the economy? What happened to the economy when people didn't work? Who remember? At COVID, it wasn't far away. It was just a few years away. What happened to the economy when people didn't work? Who remember that? Anybody? There was no economy. Well, thank you, Alex. It's a bit tough to say there was no economy, but maybe there was no economy because no, but tech companies and industrial institutions were still working. But I agree with you. The economy was not functioning during COVID as it used to be. Therefore, we understand from the nature of my example that more jobs is better for the economy. the more people are working. This is why jobless. There are also reports for jobless, right? Jobless claim. You can see that, and you can enhance your fundamental analysis. Guys, unfortunately, our time is up for today. This is very unfortunate. I couldn't send you the. I just wanted to wrap it up with this question. It was important for me that you'll be aware of fundamental and technical analysis, and then I didn't have time to send you the links. Never mind. I'll send you here Q&A benefit. That's to let you enjoy a special promotion, the one-on-one premium market review with your senior account manager. It's a shame that John left. He could have got that nice little benefit. I'm gonna send it to you guys over the chat. You can just copy and paste it, and then send it to your senior account manager, and then you're eligible. You're entitled to one-on-one premium market review. Other than that, guys, I hope that you enjoyed, that you took from me at least one new thing you've learned today. And that's it. I appreciate everybody who joined today. Wish you all fruitful and profitable week. That's it. Best of luck with trading and have a good day.